And welcome. My name is Zeta, and today we're going to bring you some Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls gameplay for the Xbox 360. And I'm going to be going over today my build for a Crusader. This is a tank shield build, and we're going to be going over not really all of my gear, but mostly just like the specialty items that I have and what they do for me. And then we'll be going over my skills and finally what I spent my Paragon points on. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. The weapon isn't really important because, as you can see by my stats, I only have 200k damage. This is a Torment 5, sometimes Torment 6 build. So I can go into the really strong mobs, but the damage isn't really there because I don't need to do damage. It's my job to stand there and keep getting hit while other people do all the damage for me. The gear is really up to you as far as all this stuff. I would suggest the Helm of Rule for the extra block chance. And then as far as the shields go, you can have whatever shield you want. I found this one. I like it a lot. I take 57% less damage from blocked attacks, which is really important because this entire build centers really around blocking. If you can find something like this, these are really neat too. There's all kinds of different ones. This one's a Talisman of Aranok. Prevent all cold damage taken and heal yourself for 15% of the amount taken. Or 15% of the amount prevented. So I don't take cold damage, and I actually get healed if I'm hit by cold damage. I can still be frozen, and I can still be slowed, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't hurt me. They also have ones of these for Poison, Arcane, Plague. You could always get the Blackthorn set and become immune to plague and all that stuff. Royal Ring of Grandeur. I like this ring a lot. You can get this out of a Herodric cache. That way I can get like 3 set bonuses out of things, even though I'm only running 2 pieces of it, which I've taken advantage of by running not only the Ashira set, but the Demon set and the Captain Crimson set to get all kinds of life per second and Thorns damage, resist all life. As far as the sockets and my gear go, I'm running straight resist all. I'm not worrying about putting strength gems in there. Strength does increase your overall, damage prevention for physical attacks, but I'm not particularly worried about that because all of my armor is pretty high on the defense. So we have that. My resists are all over 1,000. They're not ridiculously high, but my lowest one is right at 1,200. My highest one is my poison resistance, just at 1,700. So it does work fairly well. Now, you can have whatever shield you want, again, because I have a shield that does this. Iron Skin increases your block amount by 59%, or blocked attacks heal you for 25%. Or heal you and your allies for 25% of the amount blocked, stuff like that. So it really boils down to your preference in shields. My preference is this one. We're going to get right into the skills. For your primary, Punish. Now the 335% damage is negligible, especially at Torment 5 and Torment 6, because with 200k damage, I'm not really going to be doing much damage. It's my job to sit there and hit and hit and hit, so that things keep hitting me back. But Punish increases your block chance by 15% for 5 seconds, which would bump my block chance from, I'm running a static 51%, and would raise it up to 66%, which is very, very awesome. I use the Rebirth so that whenever I block using Hardened Senses, I gain an extra 5,000 life regen per second. Oh, that's not the button I meant to hit. For my second skill, on my trigger, I use Provoke so that I can get enemies to come and hit me instead of hitting my teammates. For each enemy successfully taunted, I gain an additional 825 life per hit, which is also very nice. My next skill is Iron Skin. I absorb 50% of all incoming damage for 40 seconds. And I increased that duration to 7 seconds with my Steel Skin. Shield Glare, you could either use Shield Glare or Judgment. It really It's really up to you. I like Shield Glare because it keeps the whatever mob we're fighting. I could use Shield Glare on it, and it can't do damage for 4 seconds, which does help. And then I run the Subdue rune on it to slow them by 80% for 6 seconds in case they decide they want to run away, which does happen. My next skill, Law of Justice. I like Justice over. I like using Justice over Valor or Hope. The Hope is a nice one because you can use it to give everybody a shield for 3 seconds, and but I mean the 3,714 life per second isn't really a lot, and it's not really worth running. So I prefer to run Justice with Immovable Object. Justice gives you 140 increased resist all for 140 by 140, and then for 5 seconds you can actually increase it to another 500 for 5 seconds. And then I run Immovable Object so that I can increase mine and my allies' defense by 7,000 for 5 seconds. Very, very helpful. Next, we're going to move on to Consecration. Kind of like a group heal if everybody's within distance of using it. Increases the life regen by 8253 per second while standing on the consecrated ground, and I run Bathed in Light on it to increase the radius to 24 yards and increase the heal amount to 12,000. Why do I keep hitting that button? Passives. Divine Fortress. Your armor is increased by a percentage equal to your block chance. So, with a 51% static block chance, I'm running an extra 25% increased armor, which is very helpful. And then whenever I pop, skills like, or whatever I'm using skills like Punish, increases it by another 15%, which is another 7.5% armor that gets added every time I swing. So that's very nice also. Vigilant, the life regeneration isn't a lot, but every little bit helps. I'm really looking for that non-physical damage though. Reduce all non-physical damage taken by 20%. Hold your ground. You can no longer dodge, but your block chance is increased by 15%. Hold your ground and Divine Fortress go well together. And then finally, Renewal. Now, I see a lot of people look over this skill because you don't think that you're going to, get a lot of health from this. But it's 12,000 per block. You are gaining 12,000 life per block. And if you're in the middle of a huge fight, you can block anywhere up to like 10 times a second. So that's 120,000 life per second that you're getting. And that's a lot more useful than people give it credit for. So I like to run Renewal. Last but not least, we're going to go into what I've spent my Paragon points on. I'm only Paragon 75, so I don't have a huge amount of points, but I have enough, and I've used them well, I believe. In Core, instead of going for Strength, Movement Speed, or Wrath, we're just going to go all of it. I put all of it into Vitality to raise my maximum life. This character is currently running over 800k life. I think I'm running like 830k life. For our utility, we'll put it all in life per hit, because as long as we can keep swinging, we can keep gaining life, which is what's really important. Offense, cooldown reduction. I don't need attack speed. I don't need critical hit chance. I don't need critical hit damage. It's not something that is needed for this build, because you're not supposed to be doing damage. The attack speed is nice because you can the faster you swing, the more life you can gain. But you need that cooldown reduction more for all your skills, because you'll notice Punish is the only skill that does damage out of all of this. None of these do damage. I don't need to. And then finally, in defense, you can. I kind of spread this out. Resist all and armor are the two most important, but I also went with life regen per second, and then I just dropped 1 point into life because, it's always helpful. This is my build for the Crusader, for the shield tank build. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have learned something. Like, comment, and subscribe, and please leave a comment. If there's something that you like about it, let me know. If there's something you don't like about it, let me know. If there's something you think I could change to make it better, let me know. My name is Zeta. I love you guys, and bye-bye.